Hey, hey, hey. If you're watching this now, welcome to the playback. We're going to do some nails. We're trying out the sandwich dual forms that are so popular currently. I have two different ones, and I'm going to do one of each on each hand. Though I have seen there have recently been new designs made that are shorter, so, pretty excited to get a hold of some of those and try them out, depending on how these go, of course. I've got two naked hands. That's annoying. Let's put that on silent. Two naked hands, already prepped. Got base coat, all that good stuff, so that we can get right into the action. I see someone's come in. Thank you. Hello. Is it Delvin? Say hello. Yeah, so as you can see, we're doing this vertical because YouTube insists. So that means you won't be able to see my face and my hands at the same time, unfortunately. But that's okay. This is what I look like. These is the hands. Hi, Chetta. Good morning. Welcome. It is early. Glad you're up. I've been up for a few hours. But I'm going to flip the camera around so I can show you my desk and we can have a little look-see. Yeah? Let's turn some lights on. Six for you. Yeah, that makes sense. Trying to position this to where you can see good. I think that'll do. Got my lamp over here. Got some hands here. So, I've got this box, and these are like this long coffin-y shape. So we're definitely going to try them out, but obviously I'm going to make them shorter because that is outrageous. I think that's the one I got them out of. I don't know. And then we've got this box as well. I think this is the one that most people are getting. And these are more of the almondy, like a long almond shape. Let's get a couple of these things out if I can. Matter of fact, let me just get a bigger one. Easier to hang on to. So that's what those look like. And I figure with the way that these are shaped underneath, like hypothetically, if you were to do it right, you could maybe fashion a stiletto out of it, but you would have to go to the end to do so. So I don't know, but this could also result in a reasonable square shape. So we'll find out. I'm trying to make sure I'm putting those back in the right cubby hole. And this one's got a card also and mentions, how to do it. But what's interesting is on the back of this box, it shows all these different shapes, but I don't know what this says. So I don't know if this means that they just have these as like options for dual forms or nail tips, or if it specifically means that these are available in the sandwich option, which I don't think that's what it means, but it would be cool if all these options were. But like you can see that some of them are pretty similar, so I'm just like, I don't know. Whatever, I guess. Let's check on this chat. I see. Hello, ADH. How are you today? Yoke Fellow. Yes, I have heard about that brand pretty often as well. I would be willing to believe that all of these come from the same manufacturer and then they're just private labeled. I I think I actually got both of these from Temu. I think. Let me take this robe off so I don't have these sleeves everywhere. It's freezing, y'all. I know you guys have seen the snow on everyone's timelines and possibly in your own yarbs. All right, so let me move these to the side and let's pick out some shapes. Let me show you what I've got going here. So I have these C-curve nails, so we're gonna see how this fits. Because like you can see, like that's a tight curve and it pinches in. So hopefully the curve of these forms is sufficient. What I am afraid is going to happen is they're going to be more flat and then I'm going to have this weird like ledge, but we're going to find out. And I hope I have enough free edge. I usually file all of that off, but I left some. Now my pinkies, they've been through a hard time, so they have a nearly non-existent free edge. So I'm going to figure that part out too. If I have to put it on top, then I have to put it on top. But we're going to get something on there. You got the snow? Yeah. I also wear the same thing in most of my videos because it's pajamas and that's what I wear in the house. Let's see. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to make me a little surface. I'm going to put them on here with this little piece of silicone. So hopefully they don't slide away. That way I can just move this out of the way when I need to work here. Let's see. I don't even know what sizes I might be. We're going to have to try some stuff. So I was looking at them earlier to try and get an idea, and like I think that makes sense. It looks like it goes like slightly below, almost touching, so I feel like that would be the right size for this finger, and that's a 12. I'm going to put that right here, and then this is the matching top piece, and that looks okay too. I'm going to put it on top so that I don't lose them on their matching sets. I don't know if this one's going to be quite big enough, but maybe. Let's try and look underneath. It's going to be so weird to try and show y'all this. Okay, you see what I mean? That is a gap. So I'm going to try a bigger one. Did I get this out of this one? Maybe. Let's see here. Let's look down it. It seems better, right? I think so. Doesn't come too far down on the sides, so I think that's acceptable. I think I've got the caffeine shakes. What size is that? 8? Sorry if I get my head in here because I'm trying to look around it. That's an 8. Let's see about how this goes on top. See, I have such skinny nails. Like on top, this is way too wide. But if I size down for the top piece, is that going to make it not fit the bottom? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. There's a little bit of space, not a lot. But that's just definitely too big width-wise. We're going to have to try it. Otherwise, it's going to be ridiculous. So, we're going to see. Typically, my middle finger and my ring finger are the same. But we'll see if that applies to the underside. I don't think this one's going to be big enough. No, not at all. And knock this one out. Let's try and size that up. So like, I think this one comes down so far, whereas this one comes out more. I don't think that's going to be the challenge of this one. It's like if I push it up, it's better, but not great. Let me try one size up from that and see if that makes more sense. So that's a 4. This is a 6. No, that's a 7. Okay. I was like, what? Who's got these numbers like this? I don't... Let me try and turn this around. And there's debris under here. That's not great. I think it might just be skin, though. I'm trying to look at it. I also have to push it up. I think it's because it's so wide. But I think it fits better if I do. Maybe if I try pinching it. I don't love it. I don't love the way it... Yeah, now it doesn't want to go in there, right? I have to, like, force it. Let me try this one again. See if it's easier to just slip it in. I don't think it is. Yeah, I don't think that one's big enough. So we're going to go with this one. Let's look at the matching top and see if it's too big, though I suspect it will be. So they're like in the pockets together with their matching pieces, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be reasonable. Yeah, this one's huge. That's not sensible at all. Let me try one of these if I can get one of the tops. Goodness. Sorry, I ain't even looking at the chat. Let me look. I'm over here rambling. Hey, Delvin. Hey, Miss T. You ain't missed nothing yet. We're just trying to pick out some sizes. Hello, Snapshot Sniper. How are you? Yes, y'all give me a little likesy like. Hey, Fifi. So what we're discovering is the tops and the bottoms, while they have their corresponding pieces, it may not always make sense to use them. See, that one's still way too big. And that one's better. Okay, I'm going to put this on here and we're going to look down it because we got an 8 for the top and a 6 for the bottom. I mean, it does still have a gap, so I guess that's okay. I guess. Let's slide that back. We gonna make it work. We're gonna try it out. Normally, I would work on this hand first because this is the non-dominant and I need to be able to trust this guy with nails on. But we're gonna start over here because I need to be able to do a halfway decent job at all. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna pretend like I do. I think this is gonna be too small. Yeah. Let's see about one of these. Yeah, that one seems a little bit too small also. That one's better. Seems good. Okay. And that was a 6. Let's see how the 6 goes on top. I bet it's way too big. Well, not way too big. I think that's just slightly too big. I want to try one of these. I say 6. Those are 9s, obviously, because this is a 10. And that one seems to fit better. So let's put that one back, and we'll take this one. And then we need a thumb. Let's see what we got here. That one's not a big enough thumb. Guess we're gonna go to the biggest size. I say the biggest size, but that's the wrong direction. We need to go this way. Okay. That one looks pretty good. A 4. Let's see about the bottom. I don't know. Maybe. I feel like I should try one size up on the bottom, though. I think that one does fit a little better. But, like, gotta do the pinching thing. My thumbs are my flattest nails, but they're still not super flat. I'm gonna do that. Where'd I get this one here? Yeah. So we'll put those together. I sure hope I've got enough free edge for this to be hanging on. Let me close this and scoot it out of the way. And then we'll get this other box so we can pick those sizes. Why is this so hard to open all of a sudden? Whoop. My dryer's in my way. I'm gonna use this cardboard to try and hold this open. There we go. Ha! Sort of. Thought it was gonna do something there. Let me see. You're excited? Me too. You haven't tried yours yet? Well, we're about to learn something today, maybe. I got these from Temu. I'm pretty confident I got both boxes from Temu. They are long. I'm not going to wear them that long, though. Delvin, ain't neither one of us got a breakfast burrito. I'm going to put them on there and then make them probably this long-ish. We're going to see. Let's see. They get smaller over here. Yeah, these ones are definitely like shorter in general. I don't have nothing on this side. I messed it up. Maybe a little bit. But that's too big. Is that an 11? Goodness. These boxes have such skinny slots over here. Let's look at this 12. Yeah, this one I might have to end up putting on top because there's just not much underneath. But I'm going to try it. I think that one's a better fit. So we're going to do that. I'm going to take that 12. Let's try and check out the top. Oh, these are separate. So there's tops at the top, bottom at the bottom. That actually looks like a pretty good fit. I'll go with that. And I'll set it on top of its buddy. All right. Let's try out one of these. Do a little pinch because I already know this is a curvy nail. I think we're going to need to size up on there. Well, maybe pinch a little bit more because when I look at it this way, it does come down pretty far. Maybe I should try sizing it down one, actually. Let's set that to the side. I'm going to try a 7 and see. I think some of these I'm just going to have to like force them up into my curve when I stick them on. Yeah, actually I think that fits better. So let's take the 7 for the bottom. Let's check out the 7 top. That's actually not bad. I am going to try it in the 8 and just see how it looks, but that might be okay. Well, that's actually better. But let's see from this way. I mean, there's a little clearance. We'll do it. If these end up all breaking off because they're too thin, we'll have learned a lesson, but I'll definitely let you know. Oh, Delvin, you sent me a party hat and a floating heart. Thank you. Oh, you love my tattoos? I had to get this one done twice because the ink doesn't stay in your finger well. And the further it got this way, the more it hurt. I'll never do it again, and I won't recommend it. It's awful. So I have this patty gel. It's like clear with some sparkly flakes in it. And then I have this one from Model 1s. It's clear and it's got like iridescent hearts in it. So we're going to do one of each. I don't really have a preference on which hand gets which one. I just wanted to do clear-ish because obviously I'm going to paint on top of these and I don't want the color to be so bright that it affects whatever I put on top. But also I want it to be pretty on its own so that I can wear it exposed. Let's see here. So we did a 8. I'm going to see how an 8 looks on my middle finger. I might have to do something different. I feel like I want to try and size that one up one. Let's see how the 7 does. I feel like that does fit a little better, actually. Look, if I push it just all the way in there, look how crooked that is. Like, I'm going to have to hold it straight when I cure it on, or it's going to look stupid. Let's try an 8 on the top, like we did on the other one. If I can get my finger in here and get one. That fits, but there's really not any room, so that one I think we're going to have to go up one. They do have a really flexible back here, though. I think that one's going to be better. Yeah. Okay. Let's see about a 10 for up here. That's not a bad fit, actually. I like that. That's a good one. Let's try the top. That's a pretty decent fit also. Okay, okay. Get on there, buddy. Now we need a thumb. Let's try 3. This is my skinnier thumb. I think that's too big. Let's try 4. I think that is much better. Yeah. I want to try it in a 5, but I think a 4 is going to be the one. Yeah, because this one's, well, it's not too skinny, actually. Well, I don't, decisions. Okay, I think the 4 is better, actually. Let's do that. And then, let's see about a top. It's okay. Not much space. Let me check a 3, but we might just stick with the 4. That one's okay too. I think we'll actually go with the 3. That way there's a little bit of clearance. All right. So we've got shapes picked out for both hands. Get that out of the way. And then I can scoot these up. I want to put them somewhere safe, but I don't know. They're going to slide off if I put them right there. I just know it. Okay, let's just leave them down a little bit. Let me check out this chat. Oh, yeah, you like the Model 1's one? I do too. It's real pretty. Hi, Corina. Good morning. Alrighty, let me put some alcohol in this little container. I've got one of these like 3-pot things. They're for acrylic, but I use one for alcohol, one for acetone, and one for water for dipping. And then I have a polygel brush on hand, and I'm going to have it ready, but I feel like with these, we should not have to use that for the polygel part. Like, hypothetically, from what I've seen, we should be able to smush it into place, right? I'm going to use this little lamp for flash curing. And then I've got a big lamp right there. You think we should stick them on with top coat? Or do you think we should use a builder, like Extend Gel? Or glue? Maybe glue? Because, like, my concern is that when I put them on there and push down, that it might push it off. I'm going to try and hold my like finger underneath it to prevent that from happening, but I don't know. Telson, shut up. You can't drink this kind of alcohol. Y'all don't forget to fuel up. Get your caffeine. Well, I think it's going to be pop-offable anyway because it's going to be stuck on the bottom and there's no prep. And I have just like the tiniest of free edge anyway. So I don't think anything could reasonably stay on it. Anyway. Well, I'm not leaving the dual forms on, but I do want to leave the polygel on at least for a while because I'll just use them like extensions and paint over them. So I guess that's what we'll try. Well, we'll try it with this glue and see how it goes. I've not used it before. Like, normally I would start with the pinky, but do you feel like I would give myself extra challenge starting with the pinky since I've got only half a free edge to stick it to? Should I start with one that has more until I get my expertise up and then come back to the pinky? I feel like that's the right move. Okay, I think so. Let's do that. So I'm going to do one at a time. I'm not going to stick them all on and then start polygelling. We'll complete the finger before we move on to the next one. So let's just recheck and make sure this makes sense. And I think that it does, and it's long enough, really, that if I hold it far enough out, I can try to believe if it's straight. Right? we gonna see. This is a thick gel. I might wipe that off. I'm just gonna put some. Yeah. I don't know what the technique would be for this, so that seems like a good idea as any. Let's get that up under there. Stick on. I think it's straightish. Ugh, these lamps don't stay on very long. You do one at a time too? That seems like the smartest move. if I were doing regular dual forms, I would just put them on and then pop them all off at the end, but we're learning today. All right, we've got one on there. That looks okay, I think. Let's see if we put this on here. We'll smush it down. I think that'll be all right. Okay. Let's just start with the heart one just because. Now, I don't feel like I need a lot because I have such high C curves, but also, like, I don't know. And I don't want to put a bunch of it in the back because it's going to smush forward. Now I'm conflicted on whether I should try and smooth this out some first. Do you think I should smooth it out some first or just YOLO? Oh no, it closed on you. Smooth it out or just smash it on? Smooth it out? Okay. Let's try it. I want to do like the bare minimum because I feel like that's what we're led to believe is necessary. But also, you know, they be lying. Okay, I'm going to say that's the bare minimum. It's not a good job at all. But we gonna try it. Stabilize my hand. Get it on there and push it back. Now I'm going to hold this underneath and roll forward. Because I'm trying to hold it down in the back at the cuticle. I heard something crack and I think it's probably the bottom piece. Yeah, look how far that squeezed ahead though. I'm going to flash cure that. Please, come on. There we go. All right. We're doing it. We're doing it. And if I have to clean up around the cuticle, I will. I'll consider that a small sacrifice. Really, I probably could have just stuck this in the big lamp, but I don't. We'll figure it out. Look at my hands being all shaky. That's trash. Okay. Let me just go ahead and put it in the big one since we're going to have to finish it as I said. There we go. Set it on the 60-second timer. I have the not polished lamp. It's red. They have a white one, I think. I like it. It's very dirty. I've got all kinds of paint and stuff on it since I got it. But I like it a lot. I've had it for some time, and it does come with a lifetime warranty. So if you're going to invest in a lamp, it's one that's worth investing in, I think. I do wish the screen was on the top, though. With it being on the back, that works if you're doing someone else's nails, but when you're doing yourself, you kind of got to lean around to look at it. That's annoying. I do have the King lamp from Nail Couture, but I've not actually used it yet because it's in the box, waiting for the day this one might ever go out. I got them at the same time because I was looking for a good lamp and I didn't know which one was going to come out to be the winner, but this is the one that came in first and it's been great. So the other one's in the wings. I guess if I ever for some reason needed to do 2 hands at a time, I could. All right. We've had a 60-second cure here. It's still on there. Let's give it a little peek-see. All right, that came off pretty easily. You can see the residue on here. I don't know if I should pile these up separately, I guess, and then I can just, usually what I do is I put all the dual forms I'm using in a bag, but I feel like because they're mismatched, I'm not going to know where they go, but I don't want to put them back in the box. That seems gross. I'll just pile them up and we'll do the traditional, put them in a bag, save them for later. Oh, look. So we got some bits, but that's fine. I don't mind filing that off. Mirror Tech, hello. Come for advertising, have ye? Let's pop this one loose. Okay, okay. Let's look at it. I'm gonna hope that'll unblur for you. I want it to, but I don't know if I can get it to on this mode. How y'all make this stuff unblur? There we go. So that's what we got going there. I think that is a thick enough center. I don't know how the edges are going to fare, but we will find out. Let me grab this hand file, and we'll see about getting this smoothed up a little bit. Filing the wrong side of your nail is always weird. It's like, how do you hold it without it being awkward? You don't. I can feel the ledge still there a little bit. And this part I might have to come in with the drill and get that, but I want to get at least this part smooth. That seems okay. Underneath is nice. Let's get this side real quick. This will be the easier side. If I can just hold on to it. Okay. A little bit under here that I need to. I think that's pretty good. If we look at it from the bottom, you can see that it does have a little thickness here, but then here it gets pretty thin. But a lot of that I'm going to file down. So I don't think it's necessarily going to be an issue. You can tell that it's still got a slight coffin shape. I think as it gets short, though, that's going to become pretty much a square. But that's okay. It looks like actually my cuticle's pretty good. I don't think I'm going to have to do anything down there. I'm going to squeeze this. Y'all cross your fingers that this doesn't break when I squeeze it. Okay. That's pretty strong because I'm squeezing pretty hard. Okay. Okay. I think we've successfully got one nail on here. So I'm confident in moving on. Should we try and do this pinky and just get it over with? I think probably we should. Let's put us a little glue. I do think that smoothing it out a little bit first was the right move. Just pull all this on here to stick to God knows what. Faith, I guess. Yes, you do have to hold your tongue the right way. Okay. I want this finger to be straight so I can kind of see how we're doing this. Like that. It's going to be crooked as hell compared to my pinky. Shout out to the Crooked Finger Club. Okay, so when we look at it this way, it looks fine, but this is the part that gets me, because this is how I take photos. But like, what? What are you looking at over there? I hate that part. So then I'm trying to do this to make it look straighter. It's crazy. All right. Let's put some of this in here. We definitely don't need very much on this tiny finger. Let me smush that some. I don't feel like I should have to make sure the sides are good, but I'm compelled to. Especially after seeing the thinness on some of the parts of this previous one. We're gonna try it. I hope that's enough. I feel like it probably is because it's gonna squish everywhere. Let's just do it. Scooch and then roll it back. Push this down. Oh, I felt the crack. Guess that's the bottom of it popping loose. But like, it seems good. Please, lamp, just stay on for at least a few seconds. Again, with the flash curing, we don't need to do that very long. I just need to stick it in this big old lamp over here. What am I doing? If this one comes out successful and we don't have any structural issues, I'm going to put the other 3 on and only flash cure them and then do them all in the lamp at the same time. We will see. Can't see how long's on my timer. Has anybody in here actually done these before? Okay, that one's out. Let's take that part off. That was pretty easy. And this one also came off well. Oh, but look, we've got this whole missing area. I guess it is important that we get it spread out good. That's not acceptable. I'm gonna have to put that back because I'm gonna have to put some more. Okay, well, we're about to learn how to do a patch job. So let's put this back on. And put some of this in here. And then I'm going to try and shove this back up in here. Okay. All right, let me cure that. Use paper forms and polygel. I've never done polygel with paper forms. I am not a paper forms expert by any means. But I know that if you can sculpt nails, that's a way to do it. I am not much of a nail sculptor. ADH, you've done these sandwich dual forms? How did you do it? Did you smooth it out and make sure it looked right inside of the dual form before you smushed it together? Because I'm thinking that's the move. Gotta cross my legs the other way. That knee is getting stiff. All right, let's try this again. Ha! Well, we got it on there. Let's check the seam. It seems like it's pretty good. I don't see an obvious divide. I do have like a bit of an air bubble here. I don't like that. It's pretty deep. That's my bad though for not checking it well enough. Let's see if we can't clean this one up. Why is this file so raggedy? I thought I had a fresh file somewhere. I guess not. This is the hardest one because I always have to try and like hold my finger in this weird way. Piece under here that's just doing whatever. I don't know. Okay. Alright, that feels pretty good. I am going to have to do a little bit of cleanup work here on the cuticles, but I might be able just to break it off. It's like the most minimal something. I wonder if I can just get it with this. I might can. Actually, yeah, that seems okay. Alright. It's alright. I don't like that air bubble, but maybe when I top coat it, it'll fill in. Your raggedy file is your favorite? Yeah, because they're not sharp and they don't cut you up anymore. I don't do dual forms a lot because they're supposed to be easier, but they're not. They take forever. Exactly. Pinkies are awkward. All right. Let's do the next one. And we're just going to try and go all the way through applying the other 3 nails before we start peeling them off. All right. Oh, heh. Let's try and get this one on here in some straightness. Bend. It's like I don't even know how I had this earlier. Okay. That looks straight. Okay. Now it doesn't. It's like, but only slightly, I guess. Okay. Turn off. Let's put this one. I feel like I'm putting too much because I'm used to it being too much. But then also, you just never know. Obviously, by the last one, I sure didn't know what I was talking about. But we definitely want to try and get these sides to be reasonable, I guess. This is more work than I was anticipating, but less work than traditional. So I will take it. Okay, I think that's acceptable. Let's get this on here. Oh, dang. It slid forward in the back. That's gonna be a problem. I'm gonna have to clean that up and slide it back. This one's definitely gonna have to have some cuticle work. But, okay, I'll just, good Lord. Flash care. Delphin. Why won't it take your card? Haha. Who let the dogs out? Miss T. Alright, that's a flash cure enough. Next one. Alright. Don't put this one on crooked. Okay. Okay, that seems straight. You know, I wish I was better at getting these hearts distributed more evenly. Like, they're okay in some spots, but then there's other spots where there's just no hearts. But I guess that's part of the charm. Now I'm to where I have to start holding my hands weird. Okay. That surely will be enough for this little bitty nail. It's probably going to fill up the whole thing. Mm-hmm. Sure is. I think that's good. All right. Definitely gonna have side squishies. Let me try not to let this one slide forward. Wow, I just dropped it all together and broke my whole thing. That's fantastic. Great move. Okay. I had a wipe earlier. What did I do with it? I don't know. We'll get another one. Guess we'll be starting this finger over. That's amazing. What great work we've done on this nail. Now I gotta try and clean some of that glue off. We're gonna have another layer of it, I guess, because what else am I gonna do? Gotta put this back on. Can't believe that just happened. That was real stupid. I'm gonna set it to the side. All right, let's try again. But yeah, that is one thing I like about sculpted nails, polygel, and all that good stuff is as it grows out, it's much more seamless. And so you are able to add it in without it looking as stupid. Hello, Johnny. I would love to do your nails, but I have no idea how to do nails over the phone. Gosh, can't believe I just made that huge mess. All right, let's try this again. Don't drop it. Just roll it forward. Oh, it's squishing out all over the sides, but that's all right. And it pushed forward. Obviously, we're going to make that a habit. Let me scoot that back, but I will clean it up at the end. It's not bad. Squish this some more because it wasn't completely closed. That's better. It's almost as if we're getting worse as we go. All right, Karina, thanks for coming and hanging out. We might very well be here in a bit, too. All right, I think that's on there enough for now. Let's get this thumb. Just like that. All right. My brush is getting a little gross because of the way that I had to shove it into the bottle was not good. Try and smooth that back out. There we go. All right. I'm real bad at getting thumbnails on crooked. I think that's straight. Yeah, you do, girl. These things are everywhere. But, you know, just from what we're doing so far, I do think it does make it easier. Because normally I have to go back underneath with my drill and like clean up the underside, and I'm not going to have to do that because the undersides actually look pretty good. So that is definitely a perk. Let's fill this booger up. I have to put quite a bit in here. There we go. Let's see if that's enough. I hope so. Oh, this is going to be a lot, actually. And I'm having to hold it by the very end because I put a lot in here. It's really hard to estimate what's the right amount. If somebody is good at that, it ain't me. I think this is probably going to squish all out the end. I'm going to have to do so much filing to get it to be the right length. All right, let's try and get this one put on. Ew. Please. Sticky. I'm getting polygel everywhere. Oh yeah, this one's squishing. Look at it. And sliding forward. I guess you gotta kind of pull back as you roll it forward to keep it back there. And it's not all the way down either. I gotta keep squishing. Oh yeah, that's disgusting. There, finally it's down. Jeez. Oh, but the back's lifted up. Crap. Let's push that part back down. This one's going to require so much cleanup because it's squished out literally on all of the sides. All around the cuticle. Excuse me. Get back into the cuticle size. Ugh. I'm trying to squish that down real good. I'm going to try and clean some of that up. we've got a huge mess on our hands now. Better to underestimate, I think, and then add more if you need to, because that's not great. And then it's like forcibly lifting itself up. You see that air bubble moving? That's not good. Get back there. And then this part's lifting up. I'm going to squish this whole thing, and it just popped loose. Okay. I'm going to hold this, and then we're just going to flash cure that, because if I do anything else, I think it's going to be a problem. There is a bubble in the back, but there's nothing else we can do about it. Oh, you like yours to go down? I mean, I suppose that's a thing you could still do. I like mine to go straight out. Ghetto nails, Angel. I am not going to be wearing these this long at least, but gosh, I'm going to have to do some work on this guy. Ugh. All right. That's disgusting, but let's cure that hand. What a terrible mistake. I can close this while we're waiting for ow! The thumb is kind of giving me a heat spike because there's so much of it all over it. It's great. Love when that happens. My hand is sticky. Yeah. We're definitely getting worse at it as we go. I say we because this is a team effort. Y'all are part of this. I guess at least we're having fun, or at least I am. All right, let's get these out of here. Okay, okay. That's all right. This guy. All right. Ugh. I don't even really have any hardly free bit of this one. There we go. That is ridiculous. Look how flat it is. God, I'm going to have to like right through there. Okay. Let's, yeah, there's going to be a lot of cuticle cleanup on all of these. What the heck? Looks like I got some air bubbles all in the back of this one too. That's annoying. I don't know which side is going to be more gritty at this point. They're both kind of smooth. Okay. Yeah, I'll just stop doing that and come in with the drill to clean it up, even though I'm compelled to do it since I'm already here, but okay. Sorry if you can't see much. I can't either. think I'm filing a bow into it. I want it to be straight. Seems okay. All right. Hello, Rick. What are you talking about? We're trying out these crazy sandwich dual forms, and we're certainly learning things. One of those things being, it's really hard to estimate how much you're gonna need. But also make sure your sides are full. Okay, that side's feeling pretty good. It is faster, I think. I think it's even faster than regular dual forms because I don't do them often because it takes so freakishly long. But like, I feel like it can easily take 3 hours to do just 2 hands of dual forms. How long have we been doing this? An hour? So at the very least, we're potentially shaving off an hour's worth of time-ish. You know, and it's our first time. So with practice comes speed. I've got this notch in here. This was the one that was a problem, and I think I'm going to have to fill it. Because if trying to decide. Because like if I just keep smoothing it off to where it gets above that notch, it's going to have it being real skinny at the end. But also depending on how long I'm going to make them, it may not matter that much. So I think we'll just let it be for now. And then I'll figure that part out. If I have to fill it, I will. Ugh. Gross. Look at that. Got all this dust here I'm going to have to clean up. Just going to go around this because it bothers me. I'll still clean it up with the drill, of course, but that's at least somewhat better. Let's see what y'all talking about. Oh, yeah. You know, and I have like every shape of dual form because I like to change my fingernail shape. So like, there's some cool options if you can get good at them. I've even got all the extreme shapes, and at some point I want to try them. Like when I don't have to work, obviously. Or figure out how to make them still the shape but smaller. I just don't know how I'm going to do any of that yet. Break off of their thing. These glitters hanging out don't want to be filed. But they're going to be. Okay. It's not the worst. It's not the worst. Let me clean some of this up a little bit. There we go. I mean, they feel pretty good, and when I squeeze them, they do feel strong. I think what we're going to try to do is, instead of just going straight into trying to cut them in half with the file, I'm going to try and clip them shorter. Hopefully they are not too strong and that they don't just break off really weird. I'm going to clip them longer than I want them to be so that we can shorten them to be more appropriate, but I don't want to just be filing for the rest of my life. That seems like a reasonable length to start, I think. Okay, that was not bad. This next one I'm going to go about right here at this end of this heart. If I can see it. We're losing bits everywhere. That's okay. Found it. All right, now this one, I'm going to try and put it about right here. There we go. They're just getting longer and longer, but that's okay. I'm try and put that one about right there. Oops, let's see here. This is going pretty well. Pretty well. And then just to measure, we're gonna see, that's crazy, but I don't like super long thumbs. I'm gonna cut it right behind this little heart here. They weren't terrible to cut. I think that's a good sign. So here's what we've got as far as thickness, and that looks okay too, because my dual forms, I usually end up making these much thicker because I don't know how to not do that. This file has a lot more grit on it, not as, not a bunch, especially this side, but this is one we're gonna try and smooth these off with. That seems okay. Yeah. Boy, I'm like, how to hold this? I do like my pinky and my thumb to be just slightly shorter than all the rest, but not like a ton. Let's see, feel that. Got a notch there. Definitely want to get that filed away. That seems all right. Let's get this one. Pretty good. Yeah. All right, let's do this one. notch is still kind of there. But I'm going to try and do this. See if we can't make it at least semi-disappear. It's not super straight. Like, look how far that one curves up. I did a really bad job. Like, that doesn't go straight out like it's Friends. But I'm trying to disguise it. It's so skinny at the end now. Yeah, you can see, like, I feel like I'm gonna need to fix it because that looks stupid. Don't you think? I need to put some more, which I can, if I can figure out which forms I had. This is the problem with piling them all together. That's definitely not the ones. Not that big one either. Just bring all these pieces over here. Definitely not that one. I think it was that one. Yeah, see, like, look at that. There's a lot of space in there that needs to be replaced. Is this its matching piece? I don't think it is. Let's see about this one. I think that is. Yeah, I'm just gonna squish some more in here. That's what we'll do. It's polygel, it should stick, right? That's my thought. They do feel solid. And we only need a little bit. I'm gonna try and hold this down with my finger. Okay. This one's given us like the most problems. Squishy squish. Just squeeze the crap out of that. Not sure. Pardon me. I need to get this up in my face. It's like when I let go of it, it separates a little bit. I'm gonna squeeze it real hard and then we'll flash cure it. And it very well could be that I just don't have the two pieces that were together. Try and give this side a little bit of cure. Okay, into the big lamp. Overall, I still think it's going well. It's just this one nail was doomed from the start, I think. Y'all don't forget to hit the like button if you've just come in recently. The algorithm thanks you, and so do I. How long we got on this timer? Like 16 seconds. Okay. Let's look at it again. Well, they do seem better. You can see a little gap here where the old side was. It didn't fill it in. I'm about to be mad. It's like, did that even do anything or just make them long again? Maybe I did a little. Try and cut that one down again. I can actually kind of see where I'd cut it previously, so I can use that for a guiding line. All right. File the crap out of that. Ugh, what in the world is going on under here? That's better, I think. It does look more squared. This back here is not great, but hopefully when I fill that in with top coat, it'll look better. I'll buff it also. God, this one is so long. Christmas cookies. I like Christmas cookies. Okay. I think that's a reasonable length. Not super straight, but that's better. All right, let's see here. I feel like this one is just slightly too long compared to its friends. It's better. Okay, let's get the draw. Oh good, we already have a convenient bit on here. I'm gonna scoot this down a little though. All right, I'm just gonna do speed number 1. That one doesn't really need it. I guess I can give it a little cleanup. This guy though. That's much better. Okay. Okay. This heart here is just like completely exposed. It is what it is. All right. That's pretty good. Let's clean these off for good. What are y'all talking about? Oh, you have a crap? A crap what? A crap ton? Ah, yes, a crap ton to bake. I see. Wow. Oh, my trash fell out of my vacuum. Probably need to empty it. Okay. Let me get another wipe and we're going to alcohol these off so we can have a little luck. They're not sticky per se. There is sticky on my fingers though, just because of my trials and tribulations I ran into. But I'm trying to get all this dust off of here. Okay. Overall, I think they look pretty good. I think I could probably do a little bit of a better job cleaning up on these cuticles. Some of them are still a bit dusty. Let me just try and... I think that's okay. And I think top coat's probably going to help. I don't like that this heart here is like semi-exposed, but there doesn't seem to be much I can do about it because it's like up against my actual nail. And I hope this little scratched up bit will become invisible when I top coat it. Let's try it though. Ew, look at all the crap that's underneath this one just because of how many layers of stuff I had to put. Let me scrape that out a little bit. Y'all don't do all that I had to do. There we go. Yes, aside from the learning curve, I do think these are going to end up being faster. We're going to see how the other hand goes, especially because I'll be then working with my non-dominant hand. But let's see if we can get these top coated in and hope that they look good. I think they will, because why wouldn't they? But, you know, they have those areas of opportunity. I feel like I need more. This bottle's running out. I need to get another bottle out. I have plenty of them. They're just in the other room. Push that back to that crusty area. You know what's interesting? While I am definitely allergic to gel polish, if you haven't seen my gel polish experiment video, you can check it out. It's pretty far back, but I did like patch tests with a bunch of brands of gel polish. It only applies to gel polish. It does not apply to builder gels. Polygels, builder gels, gel glues, all of that is not a problem. I don't know why. It's only polish itself that is a problem. I feel like I need a little more. I'm just going to put these upside down for a second and then cure them. All right, in they go. We'll come back for the thumb. I'm probably going to do the undersides as well, because I do want that to look nice and clean too, and also very clear on the clear spots. If anybody has not hit the subscribe button, definitely do. We are getting closer to that 10,000. Once we get there, I'm giving away a bunch of stuff. There is product and equipment. All right, that part is cured. Look how shiny that is. Let's get this thumbsy. Trying to push it back as far as possible, but my hands are a little shaky. I think that's okay. Oh, we got some to run off. Dang it. All right, let me cure that, and then we'll come back and do the undersides. We're gonna test, because it's been about an hour and a half, but we did have to do a lot of makeup work on this one. So we'll say that the hand number 1 took about an hour and a half, and then we'll see how fast we can do the other hand. Got a graveyard of these. Okay. That is all feeling good. This one's got a bit of a rough spot here. Might have to buff, but yeah. Try not to file my skin off. But because of that rough spot, I feel like I'm going to have to do another layer of top coat on that one to get it to be smooth, because I don't want this part to just be buffed by itself. That's silly. I'll just rough this whole thing up and we'll put another layer on here. There we go. That feels smoother now. There's a piece of a heart under here that does not want to let go of life. But I need it to. All right, I'm going to just redo the top of that as we do the bottoms. Pardon me. I know I ain't saying nothing. Just trying to concentrate a little bit. Alright, let me put that in the lamp. Close this up. Man, when I have to edit this video down for the playback, it's going to be so long. And there's probably still just going to be a ton of video left in the highlights version. But we'll see. I've got so many of these that need to be edited down. All right. Let's just check. I can feel where that air bubble is on that one because I forgot about it. I feel like I should probably do a second layer of top coat on that one to fill that in. But these are all feeling good. Yes. We're gonna smooth this one out and do another top coat on it. Just so that I can get that bubble. Hopefully on the next hand we won't have as many issues. Okay. So like you can really see where there are a few gaps. But this should take care of that, I think. Let me try and make it a little thicker. All right, we cure that. So much touch-up work. So we're going to be doing the patty gel next in Sweet Life. It's a sparkly one. I only have 3 patty gels, and I got them when she originally came out with them. I have a red one, a blue one, and this clear one. They are very pretty, but she's got a ton of them now. I have a ton of polygels, though, and I hardly ever do polygel, so I don't buy anymore. Nail polish is my problem. Hello, welcome to those who just came in. I did see the numbers go up. My hand is in the lamp over there. So that should be done curing here in a second. We still have this hand to do, though. All right, there we go. I put it on kind of thick. This is what we got. I think they're pretty. I really like those hearts. They kind of flash through there, but are kind of invisible. That's not bad. Yeah. My cuticles are very dry. Cuticle oil will fix that, though, but not right now. We don't need no oil when we still got to do this hand. So, we're going to take our new expert knowledge. Let me wipe this off a little bit because it's pretty dusty, even though we vacuumed. I would not like that to be all over my hand. And then I just stuck my hand in this. That's great. Let me just close those up and put them over here. All right. We're going to take our knowledge and we're going to try and do a faster and better job. So we got this. We've got our glue gel. We're going to start with our pinky. And now this pinky is going to be a bit of a challenge because there's really nothing there. I'm going to have to like shove it and then I don't even know what it's going to be sticking to. God knows. Like it's nothing but these little corners here. We're going to try it though. We're going to try it. I'm going to just kind of put this on here. It's a lot, but like I need it to go wherever it possibly can. All right, let's see if we can't get this attached somehow. All right. There's so much glue on the sides, but it's fine. We'll file it off. All right. We've got that on. It's a little bit, you know, cockeyed when we fold it up, but not so bad this way. Looks like a blade. All right. And then we've got this guy to put on top. That's what we're going to try. I wonder how long this is going to end up being in comparison. Because I'm going to try and, you know, make them similar length. That's not bad. Okay. Hypothetically, we shouldn't need very much of this in here, but also we want to try and make sure that we get it filled on the sides. It's really hard to push out. I think it's kind of thick. All right. I almost feel like I need to fill up this whole thing, but like then where am I supposed to hold it? I don't want it to end up being too short. And like compared to the other nails, we're not going to be cutting it down much either. So I'm just going to do my best and hope it turns out to be enough. Because the more it squishes down, I think the more that it gets just towards the center. It's not going to squish on the sides so much. I think if we can make that work, it'll be just enough. All right, I'm trying to be very careful to make sure that I'm not sliding it forward as I'm pushing it down. And that we're still getting it pushed down. It does take a little bit of effort, I think. There we go. It did end up filling it all the way up, and there is polygel squished out everywhere. Gonna have some cleanup work. But I think it's better if we go ahead and cure it while we can. I'm just gonna hold this down, and we'll do us a little flash cure. And then I'll just clean it up after, because when I let go of it, it lifts. And that's creating air bubbles, and I want to try and prevent those. So we're at 1 minute and 45 seconds, roughly, we'll say. 45 seconds, pardon me, 1 hour and 45 minutes. Look at this. That was ridiculous. It's okay. It's a little bit solid. Yeah, I'll file that off when we get there. Let's move to the next one. I'm just going to get all these put on. We're not going to do them one at a time like we did the other hand, since we've got a little bit of a technique now. Wouldn't say it's the best, but it is existent. All right. Let's hope that is straight. I've got like giant blobs of glue on the sides, but it's fine. It's fine. All of that can be filed off. Let's get some more of this. It's so firm. I think that's enough. Ew, there's like a piece of debris. I don't want that in here. That's not part of the design. Okay. Let's get that one on. And then I'm gonna try to keep it from sliding forward. Same as the others while we get this squished down. Ew, it's squishing out all around the back sides. Whatever. Okay. Let's flash cure that. At this point, I think I've accepted the squishing out, because I'd rather it squish out than not have enough in there. I don't want to do any more patch jobs if we can help it. This one's got another like spike of grossness. But it's fine. It's fine. All right, moving on. Moving on. Alright, this one I gotta shove up in here for that curvature. And hope that I'm doing it straight. Okay. Alright, I mean, is it straight? Absolutely not. Look at it. It shoots way over here. This one's coming out and then this side's curving. I am notorious for that, and you can really tell when you turn it over. Ugh. I'm going to try and file it to where it doesn't look so stupid, but once again, we just have real crooked nails. Are any of you particularly good at getting your nails on straight? Because I am not, and even if I like pretend the little hacks to get it straight, I never end up doing it. Sticky. Okay. All right, let's get this one put on. Oh. It's trying to escape already. That's why it's so important to hold this underside because it is pushing it loose, and that one slid forward. Gosh, dagnabbit. There's so much that's squished out of this one. So much everywhere. Whatever. We gotta do what we gotta do. That one didn't want to stay on at all. We did a much cleaner job on the other side, I think, but we're doing a faster job on this side. We'll see if it is compensated by how much cleanup work needs to be done. And if there's any air bubbles in any of this, I'm going to be so annoyed because we definitely used enough product. There should not be air bubbles. And it's sticking to me because my fingers are sticky. All right, let's get this one on. Try and get it straight. We'll see how it goes. That one's definitely straighter than the other one. I mean, still kind of meh, but we'll see. We're getting to where this is awkward. All right. Hopefully that's enough and not crazy too much. Okay. Let's get that one on. It's definitely too much. Hold it back. Roll it forward. Don't let it slide. So much. Okay. Ew. Polygelled that all to my hand. That's okay. Gonna have to alcohol this. Disgusting. Look how much squished out on this side, but then like nearly none on that side. Boy, that's a job we've got. All right, let's get this one on. Okay. I think that's straight. Let's get it in here. It's hard to tell on thumbs. All right. Okay, we've got that. Let's fill this one up. I am like squeezing this with a lot of muscle and it just slowly oozes out. All right, I think that's probably enough because that's a lot. I'm probably going to grossly overdo it like I did that other one. Have it everywhere. Oh yeah, this is way too much. All right. Let's get this on and try and at least get the cuticle part to not be awful. I'm holding it down in the back as I'm squishing it forward. All right, I think it is all the way down. Okay, we got it on. You know what these look like? You know, in the Terminator, like #2, when they've got that metal man? This is kind of what it reminds me of. I'm going to put all this in the lamp so that we can cure it and then get these forms off. I'll just turn it so I can get my hand in there better. Hello, everyone who is here. We've got them all on. So we'll be taking them off here in a second and then doing the cleaning of it up. And hopefully we don't have to do any patchwork. Hopefully. Because I overfilled every one of them. There shouldn't be air bubbles, but you never know. It did only take about 15 minutes to get them all put on. So like hypothetically, if you could get them put on with the right amount of product, that could make it pretty quick. Okay. All right, let's see about getting these off of here. So far, removing the bottom sides is easy. The tops now, that might be a bit of a different story because they are so surrounded. I wonder. Jesus. Just dropping everything onto everything. Let's try and do it with these. That might make it easier. I am not left-handed. Just need to get a spot. Overfilling them may present its own challenge when it comes to trying getting it off. Ah, finally we got that one. All right, all right. Okay, we're doing it. This part. I wonder if I'm going to be able to break some of this off because like that feels real flimsy. It's firmer up here, but down here at this end, I think it's probably just so thin. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's kind of crazy looking. And this one seems to be a gap, so I think I might be able to break a lot of this excess off because it had to get pretty thin next to the dual form from where it squished out. So that'll make that faster to clean up. Oof, this guy. This guy, he's in there. Now, come on. There we go. All right, we got them all off. Let's see how much of this outside stuff we can just break off. I guess not a ton, but some. My fingers are so sticky, and this one's just like folding. Like, please, just come off of there if you're just going to be flopping around. Okay, we got some to break off. I'm going to have to clean up so much stuff. It's just sticky. Ooh, that broke in a not good way. Look at it. That's going to create a weak spot. Not going to patch it though, because we're going to learn. Okay. Ooh, it's a big chunk. I want to try and get these big pieces off the end if I can so that I can cut it. But I'm afraid to do too much like twisting and then like break it. And then it's sticking to this hand, so it's kind of hard. Okay. I just need to alcohol my hand up real quick. Okay. Now we can try and cut these down a little bit. We got a lot of work to do, but I'm just gonna cut off the tips, sort of. Yeah, we'll start there. It's hard to measure them up because of the like extra bits that I have to cut off. We'll get it though. That one's pretty long, but okay. We're gonna start with the drill on this one. Ugh. I just put all these pieces of trash in with those dual forms. Let's get that out of here. Because this all at the top is problematic. Now, let's get rid of this. I am not left-handed. I am going to do the best that I can to be very, very careful. And I'm just doing a speed of 1. Anything faster would be irresponsible at this point. And the rest of that I can get with the hand file. I just want to get around the cuticles with this, really, because I feel better doing the sides with the hand file. That way they're potentially straight. There we go. I think a buffer will take care of the rest of that. Not so bad in the back of this one. This is where we broke it a little bit. If you're still here, I definitely appreciate you. I know that it's not super exciting right now. I didn't do a horrible job on the cuticle of the thumb. A little bit of a rough spot here. Okay. Let's have a look at those cuticles. I think that's workable. Now we can get in here with this file. See if we can clean these edges. Once we get all the sides smooth, then we can worry about the length. I know this piece wants to break off, but it's being so resistant. Like, what are you hanging on for, bruh? Get out of there. Yeah, that's that part where we had a notch. But I don't want to patch it. Except it's so crooked. So crooked. Like when you turn around this way, it doesn't look so bad. We're going to leave it for now. And then we'll compare it to how the rest of them look. Because maybe it won't be bad. Maybe it'll be more disguised at the end. Especially next to this crooked one. Look, this one's got like this whole missing section here. That means they can't be any longer than this, which is a lot shorter than this side. So I might have one baby hand. Otherwise, I'd have to patch it, but I don't want to. Okay, I feel like that's pretty good. See if we can't at least flatten these off. Ugh, dang it. The risk of doing this is that they break, which is probably what happened to that index one. And I'm just trying to cut off a tiny bit more length. There we go. The rest of it I'll file. Yeah. Okay. Let's file it down since this one's going to have to be the shortest. This one's going to be our guide nail. Tiny little baby nails on this hand. But I think being that short, it is going to hide those problem areas. This is how I have to file with my non-dominant hand. What are we snaggling on here? Okay. Sometimes can be hard to tell if they're the same length because they don't lay the same, but it's okay. This polygel is particularly soft to file. I don't feel like the other one filed quite as quickly. Those seem to be the same, right? Those look the same. Those look the same. Now, this one needs to come down to about right here. Yeah, that looks good. Now I'm just going to gently buff around these cuticles to get any rough spots. All right, let's have a little check. This one's got some more work back here that could probably be better. There we go. That feels good on all of the sides. Look at the thickness. I think that looks good also. All right, Miss T, have a great day. Thanks for hanging out. They are feeling good. I think buffing on those sides is a good idea because it just makes them a little bit smoother. But so far, they're feeling good all around. I think that's good. I don't feel any rough spots anywhere. Let's dust again. Let's see. We're at 2 hours and 21 minutes. So we've actually only done this part for about half an hour. So we have dramatically improved our speed. Just try and vacuum up as much of these little bits as I can. There we go. All right, and we need another wipe. So we can de-alcohol these. The other one's all polygelled up. I get a lot of it. I think we're just down to one person left hanging out. It's all right, though. We've been in here for a very long time. Ah, it's you, Cheddar. What you think, girl? Here's what we've got. They're looking good. Let's get some top coat on them. There's like a little snaggle of something on that one I may have to figure out. You know, and really, I only wanted these for the bottoms. If I could have bought the bottoms separately, I would have, because I already have so many shapes, and I think the bottoms can be used with existing dual forms of different shapes. This one's got a little bit of a snaggly hair also, but I will get it with the buffer after it's on there. And try and get this one top coated at the same time because they're smaller. All right, let me hold that upside down for a second. Thank you, girl. Yeah, you should definitely give it a crack if you like polygel. I've got all kinds of it in all kinds of colors. I just don't use it very much because it's really difficult and time consuming. But this is certainly helping. And I think being able to use them in combination with those other shapes will give me access to more shapes. And so that'll be nice. And even if I have to like buff these and do a second coat of top coat for any issues, we're still way ahead, faster than the first hand. There was a lot of learning with that first hand, but it's really cute. I like it. I guess this will be the hand that I do more decorating on, or I'll end up shortening it to make it match at some point. We'll see. All right, yeah, so got a bit of a, there we go. I won't have to re-top coat that, because that's just like the tiny edges. Might as well just do them all, make sure there's no snags. That feels good. That one doesn't. This one's where there was this like piece of something hanging on. I think I got it. Yeah, okay. Still got a little. All right. Let's do the undersides of these two. Ugh. Let's try not to just stick them straight up to our finger. That'd be cool. All right, let me cure that. We're about done. Once this one comes out, I'm gonna need to wash my hands. Yeah, if you buy some of these, I mean, you can't get just the bottoms, so you'll get whatever shape you pick, and then you can experiment with the ones you already have. And then if there's a shape you don't have that you do like, you can get it once you decide if you like doing these things at all. Yes, this is good. I like it. All right, here we go. So here's what we have. You can see through this pretty much everywhere. Like there's hearts in there, but they're very subtle. Definitely we made two different lengths of hands. That's the risk of cutting it down with that thing instead of filing. We got these. That one's obviously crooked, but like whatever. These. And then these. Let's make sure these are all kind of the same. I think they are. Yeah. They look good. All right, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go wash my hands real quick. tangled around this cord. We've got it. Clean. That looks good. Super shiny. I'm going to be able to get some photos. We'll put some of this hair cuticle oil on and re-moisturize our hands. I don't mind using a bunch of it because I just rub it everywhere. Well, I think we learned a lot, and I had a good time. I think it takes probably about 24 hours for the replays of these to be there, so that'll be there. And then at some point, I'm going to cut all these down and make them into like functional videos that are much shorter with the highlights. So that'll be available in the future if anybody needs to look at it and learn a lesson from what we learned. But this is pretty good. These are cool. I can't wait to see everybody else try these out and see how they find it. So, well, that is that. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I know this one was super, super long. Yeah. So that's it. I'll let you get out of here and I'll see you in the chats. Bye.